think about that?
It's hard to tell, Blanche. We'd need to see both earrings on.
I bought it to help Rose and me win the bowling tournament this year.
You think you have a shot at the trophy? I thought the Nielsen twins were unbeatable.
Oh, I don't really care whether we win or not. I just like...
Gloria never sits home on a Friday night, and she's a widow. Every time I talk to her, she's going out with another guy.
Ma, she calls you 3 times a year.
She's very busy. I'm thrilled she finally found the time for a visit.
Ma, why do you always make excuses for her?
I don't make excuses for any of my children. Except Phil.
I've known plenty of women who have had strokes. Some of them are in very bad shape, but they're still babies.
But Rose, this stroke destroyed the part of her brain that censors what she says. So she just says whatever she thinks. She can't help it.
He's an okay petunia.
Ma, the cab driver said you promised him a 60...
He used to walk to school with me every day on a little leash I made out of kite string. Well, one day we were about to cross the bridge down near the schoolhouse, and Larry stopped dead in his tracks. No matter how I yanked on that leash, he just wouldn't move. Suddenly I heard this loud noise.
Wonderful. I met a gorgeous single doctor on the plane.
At 30,000 feet, she picks up a doctor. Now I see the family resemblance.
In fact, I'm supposed to meet him in a half hour, if that's okay.
But darling, you just got here.
Aunt Blanche, you always said, if you've got a stallion eating oats out of your hand, that's close.
Have to do to get rid of him.
The next step is to ascertain the condition of your exterior. For this, I need to perform a cursory inspection of your subterranean substructure.
You mean crawl under the house?
Anybody can make it sound stupid.
Poor man, how does he face himself every day, knowing his life is devoted to killing?
Hi, Mom.
My God, it is Michael! Oh, Michael, look, Ma, it's Michael! Oh, honey, what a surprise! You look great.
Oh, am I glad to see you. Honey, I have missed you so. Why the hell haven't you written, you little ingrate?
Please, Dorothy. He's a big-time musician.
Alone, in the middle of the ocean, on a ship, in a stateroom, with a bed. Oh, I don't know what to do. I haven't been with a man in that special way since Charlie died.
Get out of here.
Well, we're gone.
Hey, who am I? Get out of here.
Dorothy, do you have the airline tickets?
Yes, Rose.
And the passports?
Yes, Rose.
Did you remember to bring Pepto-Bismol?
Yes, Rose.
Dramamine?
Yes, Rose.
And chewing gum in case we have to pop our ears.
Yes, Rose.
Did you call a cab to take us to the airport?
No, Rose. I called 2...
Get shouted back at that bunch of galoot.
Oh, I couldn't do that. I get so flustered in those situations.
Hey, a well-chosen gesture can be very effective. And something like this.
To him, that feeling was the feeling of living in America. In America, you always felt like you were among friends.
Mario, that's just beautiful.
You should hear it when I read it.
Hi, Rose. Oh, hi, Mario. How about a nice snack?
Sure, I'm starving.
Someone sitting here?
Cataracts or glaucoma?
I can see there's no one sitting here. I was just being polite.
If you say so. Me, I've got both cataracts and glaucoma. The glaucoma I handle with drops. For the cataracts, I had surgery.
Which one of these necklaces do you think looks better with this dress, this gold chain, or the pearls?
They both look nice, Blanche.
I'm just not sure about the pearls. Do you think pearls nestled in the ample cleavage revealed by my clinging low-cut gown somehow might suggest I'm nothing but a cheap, easy, good time?
They might.
Well, that settles it. Pearls it is.
Will drop dead.
What I mean, Rose, is that if you decide to raise this child, I think I'd like to help you.
Really? Now, wait a minute, girls. If you both feel you want to raise this child, why, I might even consider it myself.
But I thought you said you didn't want to be a mother again.
But I meant by myself. As long as...
May I help you?
Yes. Does the mean-looking white woman I just passed live here?
Oh, no.
Oh. Then I come to apply for the housekeeping position.
Please, come right in.
I'm Marguerite Brown.
Oh, I'm Dorothy.
Hi, Sophia. Remember me? Stan's brother, Ted. I danced with you at their wedding.
Where were you when they got divorced? I was looking for someone to dance with then.
Ted, what a surprise!
It's great to see you again. What about me, babe?
Go hug a landmine.
Charlie, he never stopped talking about her.
You knew Charlie?
Yeah.
Oh, please sit down.
I served with your husband in the war. 82nd Airborne, Fort Bragg to Nottingham to Normandy and back, thank the Lord. Charlie Nyland was one of the finest men I ever met. I often wonder why he put up with a wise guy like me from the back street.
Model. Your daughter's a fashion model? She's just beautiful, always has been. Gorgeous blonde hair, sparkling blue eyes, a figure men would mortgage a house for. We were always so much alike. And so close, just like Siamese twins.
It was a shame when they separated you, you got both.
Exhausted.
Why, I rode in the cab. I didn't push it. Oh, Sophia, honey, how nice to see you. Who are you?
It's me, Blanche.
You look like a prostitute.
Sophia, the things you say, she didn't mean that.
The point I was trying to make is that we have had a lot of great late-night talks right here.
Yeah, and most of them have been about sex.
Oh. Well, of course, we do talk about sex, but we talk about other...
Rose, if God had meant man to eat like that, he would have handed him his teeth in a baggie.
Well, excuse me for asking.
I'm sorry, I'm just irritable.
Oh, poor Sophia. Are you still upset because your friend Bernice moved back to Chicago?
No, Rose, I'm upset because I can't relate to 30-something.
I meant the refrigerator.
I'm going to call the repairman.
I already did. He said he'd be over in 15 minutes. That was 3 hours ago.
Well, let's break out the ice cream. What's this?
I froze my underwear to stay cool. I'd lend you a pair, but on you, I'm afraid they...
Mr. LeBas, I want to thank you for coming on such short notice.
You're lucky I came at all. I got a horrible cold. I was so dizzy this morning I lost my balance getting out of bed. I guess my equilibrium's shot.
Well, I'm sure you'll feel better once you're up on the roof.
Yeah, well,
We can barely afford a patch job.
Well, what are we gonna do, go without a roof?
Maybe we can talk Sid into letting us pay in installments.
Oh, that's a great idea. Now, he's a reasonable man. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't go for it. Okay, a new roof it is.
Look, I said that payment was due today, not next Thursday.
Hit it, my magnificent little songbirds.
I don't wanna take it anymore. I'll just stay your life behind the door. Just no time to stop and get away.
Churches, and then a separate Protestant heaven with people and cows and horses. And then a Jewish heaven with libraries and furriers.
You're starting to annoy me. You shouldn't annoy a sick person.
Oh, Sophia, I'm sorry.
They gave you a towel at the hospital.
What hospital? You were born on a pinochle table at McSorley's bar. Hospital, like your father was a member of the Etna family. The closest he ever got to a hospital was when he came to deliver ice.
My guilt is not going to work.
You're right, Dorothy. I was like...
Probably you're sick. Now, I want you to see Michael Chang. He's a virologist on staff here at the hospital. You know, there are all kinds of diseases we didn't know about before. Look at Lyme disease.
Harry, am I going to die?
I'm afraid so.
You really think so?
Sooner or later, I guarantee it.
Electric blanket. Every time I call you, it seems you have a cold.
We'll call more often.
Don't pick on your sister. Here. She brought you something.
It's a gift certificate for a complete makeover at Elizabeth Arden's.
Maybe now you can get a date.
Please, Ma, I'm not calling Cap. I cannot believe a person would push a perfect stranger out of the way, step on her hand, and give her an elbow to the forehead just for a Batman hat. But I did it anyway. I got the hat. No, I guess I just have this thing about giving gifts that are more fun than the ones my grandparents...
Is a real live cowboy.
Morty Fishbein is a real live cowboy.
He's from Amarillo, Texas. He was the Grand Marshal of the B'nai B'rith Rodeo for 3 years straight. You better to go with to a barbecue.
Hello? No, we don't have a car for sale. No, you must have the wrong number.
Is it a man or a woman?
No, it's a woman interested in a Mercedes.
Sorry, the car's been sold.
Gosh, what is this all about?
I have figured out the most wonderful way to meet men. Deep inside.
Listen, when I thought I was moving, I was going to give each one of you a gift. But I want you to have them anyway.
Why, Sophia, how sweet.
Oh, honey, you shouldn't have.
Oh, Ma, this is so lovely. Seems you had a transfusion while you were there. The hospital thinks the blood may have contained HIV antibodies.
HIV? Wait a minute. You're talking about AIDS. Oh, well,
Gee, you made that pack of dogs look very realistic. But Rose, the revolution in Czechoslovakia was a peaceful one. Nobody was chased by a pack of dogs.
but they're good dogs, Rose.
You are not going to believe this. My sister Charmaine.
Never know true love. May you be sterile and may all your offspring be sterile. May your hair never lie flat. And may your socks always slip down inside your shoes.
And this is the same Giuseppe Mangiacavallo who is the grandfather of the groom?
Now, you see why I want...
Why did you ask me that?
No reason, just wanted to get your honest opinion. Here are the answers to that questionnaire.
Aha.
If Dorothy finds out I hired a matchmaker for her, she'll kill me.
Oh, I understand.
By the way, I'd like to change the answer on number 10. I think a prison record does...
Couldn't live with any of those. Look, I am perfectly capable of attracting a man who is charming, good-looking, and interested in personal hygiene.
Are you going to take this seriously or not?
Blanche, are you all right?
I'm stunned. I'm just stunned.
Honey, what's wrong?
As long as Glenn and Dorothy are realistic and discreet about their situation, who are they really hurting?
No one. That's who.
Blanche, are you condoning their behavior? No, I'm just not passing judgment. Rose, sometimes life doesn't work out the way we'd like it to. Sometimes we have to just grab...
Idea, that's bad news.
I don't want to hear any more about this, and you and I can argue till the cows come home.
We're home.
What a day. I wasn't able to get any work done today because of that new girl, Abby. I mean, she's constantly...
Hi, Ma.
So, you started up with your married man again.
How did you know?
I'm the amazing Kreskin. I was listening outside the door.
Oh, Ma.
Oh, I can't put my ear to the door, but you can put your...
Ma!
I tell you, that is not why that highway patrolman was following us.
Blanche, please!
Dorothy? Oh, I thought you were out.
No, we ended the evening early.
You and Glenn have a disagreement?
Yeah, he thinks he should stay married.
You mean it's over? Look, we just came back to pick Sophia.
To tell you sooner, but, well, I was afraid that you might not believe me.
And why should we, Miss Junior Prom 1946?
Why, you promised.
Dating the quarterback, she says. Buys her own corsage. Spends the evening hiding in the basement, slow dancing with a rake.
Honey, can you help me with this necklace? Oh, sure. Oh, I'm so nervous. Have you ever given a eulogy?
You mean at a funeral?
No, Rose, at a pie-eating contest. I just don't know what I'm going to say.
Well, actually, I was asked to say a few words at Lenny Linderfield's.
So sad.
Well, I'm all set. What's with Satan's secretary?
Sophia, I believe Phil would have liked this dress.
Liked it. He would have looked great in it. Dorothy, I never understood why your brother liked to wear women's clothes, unless he was queer.
Sophia, people don't say quit. Said crunching his chips. Oh, he's dead. Wrong way driver hit him head on. Totally dead, ma'am. Crunch, crunch.
Oh, no.
Puts me on hold. And then eats Doritos while he tells me my life is over. Oh, Rose has to tell her. Rose won't eat.
Culture wouldn't hurt any of us.
All right, we'll go. But I'd rather stay home and eat flot.
So, overall then, what I'd say Frost is most significantly remembered for is his simple, clear use of language and uncomplicated imagery to express the quiet values of a rural New England life.
I am having a good time.
Well, thank you, Steve. Now, here's the vitamins. Take them when you get up.
Oh, but sometimes I get up at 4 a.m. to, well, you know.
I know, boy, do I know.
Yeah, but I'm sure afterwards Stevie doesn't yell, "Help, come get me, my feet are asleep."
People only use the when a really big storm is a-coming or a-brewing, so grab a sack and start a-shoveling.
Ma, the weather report said nothing about a hurricane.
Ida Perlberg down at the senior center woke up this morning with a leg cramp. Need I say more?
So, kids, what's going on?
Well, Doc, I have some news. I sort of slept with Dorothy's sister.
Hey, you're off to Monkey. Mazel tov.
Oh, my... Sorry. He said that tomorrow he wants to introduce me to his family. Now, if that is not the last step before a marriage proposal, I don't know what is. Oh, that is wonderful. Girls, I'm so excited. Just imagine being Richard's wife. I would be married to a gorgeous, intelligent man. I'd be living like a...
You might answering that.
Why not? Maybe I'll get lucky. What am I talking about? If I was lucky, I'd be shacking up with Cary Grant.
Hello, I'm Dr. Richmond. I'm looking for a Dorothy Zbornak.
Dr. Richmond, it's a pleasure to meet you, but we were expecting...
It's to Rose, but I'm glad she wasn't here when I dropped by today.
Well, really, what a sweet thing to say. That must be why I date more than she does.
And I meant what I said about that diet of yours. Men of our generation like a little meat on their women. Maybe you don't want to pinch an inch, but I do.
Milton.
I hope I didn't offend you.
No harm done, darling. Now, I want you to promise me you won't fret none.
Well, I would, except I'm not exactly sure what fret none is.
Oh, Daddy, I'm so glad to see you. Get on over here and sit down.
Oh, I can't stay, honey. I got some business to attend to.
Oh, what's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I know it's awful, but I have this incredible sweet tooth.
What is it?
Cheesecake.
What kind?
Chocolate.
Oh, I think this could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship. I guess some things never change.
They sure don't. We've all...
What?
Well, unless you mind. Oh, I guess I should have asked you first. I can just call him and cancel.
Oh, Blanche, don't be ridiculous. I mean, why should I object?
Well, he was your husband, Dorothy.
Was. We're divorced, remember? He left me for a woman half Blanche's age. What are you two doing up?
It's not important. Go back to bed.
Ma, it's 5:30 in the morning. It's a little early to be selling lunch.
We wanted to get the best corner before Johnny No Thumb shows up with his lunch wagon.
Johnny No Thumbs?
Well, actually, he has several fingers missing from each hand.
I'll tell you what won't work, honey. That's you and me here in the same office. Stealing that banquet from me was bad enough, but when you start hiding things from me, you have gone too far. If you want this job that bad that you have to lie and cheat and sneak around, then you can have it. I quit.
Don't be too tough on her. I mean, look how great you turned out.
Merci.
Isaac, would you get us some champagne?
Is that the stuff that's in the bottle or in the bowl? Well, never mind. I'll figure it out.
Listen, Rose, we have to talk to you.
I want to talk to you, too. Isaac is the shyest man I've ever met. He won't even... Video recorder?
I bought you a video recorder.
2 video recorders? Wow, this is going to be the best Christmas Christmas ever.
Ma, how did you think I was going to pay for all this?
On time. Loosen up the mousetrap a little. It's Christmas.
You see what this holiday has become?
She's just a little edgy because we've been taking care of you for 2 months. You've been eating us out of house and home and making life generally unbearable.
It's not a very charitable view to take. What are you making for lunch?
Listen here, mister, we've been more than charitable. In the village my ancestors came from, if a man was bad company...
You're mad because you didn't get the part.
Well, you're darned right. Was Phyllis really better than me?
Much better.
Oh,
But you are a far more attractive woman.
I know. What's your point?
Well, Blanche, I've never done anything like this before. I mean, I hardly know you, but would you consider having dinner with me tonight?
Oh, yes.
Oh. God, he's good.
Oh, excuse me. Have you seen Patrick?
Blanche, have you seen Patrick?
No. Who's the flower for?
Oh, it's for Patrick. I thought I'd give him a rose for good luck.
Talk.
I can't, Dorothy. I've got 6 people waiting in the van, and they're kind of a rowdy bunch.
Rose, don't you think you're overdoing this?
Overdoing what?
Oh, come on, Rose. It's okay to want to get more out of life, but you're pushing yourself too hard.
I can handle it.
No, you can't. And neither can we. You're driving us crazy.
Hey, I'm just trying to live my life.
Now, why should we take this poor little thing to jail? She hasn't done anything. Just because her parents abandoned her, does that mean we should too?
Being abandoned is the worst. I know, I was almost abandoned.
Almost?
I was 9. It was the last night of the deep-root vegetable.
Rose, I'm sure there's nothing to worry about.
Well, I just thought you ought to know.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I won't bother you again.
Good night.
Oh, please, Blanche, please. I'm too scared to go back to my room. This kind of thing is always frightening.
Medicine.
You took it after dinner, and then you went to sleep. Now, read me how much medicine you're supposed to take. I don't remember.
2 teaspoons every 6 hours.
That's wrong.
Ma, it's written here in black and white.
So, the pharmacist made a mistake. He's not perfect. If the man really knew what he was doing, he would be a doctor instead of just...
All night talking.
I'm going to bed.
She doesn't feel like talking.
But I got chocolate macadamia nut cheesecake and rum raisin ice cream.
Oh, all right. Start cutting, you scoop.
Ah, that's my girl.
So, did you decide what you're going to do?
No. Oh, my luck.
Chick was our town beautician and one of God's most unattractive creations since the aardvark. Anyway, over the years, Olga had been secretly squirreling away money for plastic surgery. Well, one day she left without telling anyone, had the surgery, and didn't return for months.
Yesterday, Kate came to me crying. She was more hurt than I had ever seen her before.
Oh, Dorothy.
Please, I want you to understand what that does to a parent. Seeing your child hurt is worse than any pain you can possibly feel yourself.
Things I could help you with. Should I go on this mission is out of my area of expertise. Who do you think I am, Oliver North?
Ma, you're not making this any easier.
All right, then. If you think it'll help you land this Al character, you should do it.
Al? Who said anything about landing Al? What, do you think I'd risk my life for Al?
Well, I guess that's it. Good luck, ladies.
Let's go.
Ma, you're not going.
Oh, yes, I am. If anything goes wrong, you need someone with experience.
Experience with what?
With life. You're looking at a woman who lived through 2 world wars, 15 vendettas, 4 major operations, and 2 Darrens on Bewitched.
Not going.
What do I have to celebrate? That I have a miserable marriage and I'm leaving my husband?
You and Pop had a fight.
You love to show off that college education, don't you?
Okay, why are you mad at Pop?
Because your father is a miserable, no-good, insensitive bum.
I heard that.
Come in.
Just listen. We are throwing a surprise birthday party for Blanche. I want you to go out to the lanai and mingle with the other guests.
Check. What's a lanai? Last week I left him a stool sample. If I can talk to him about that, you can tell him your own.
Leonard, help me out here. Where on that diet I...
Oh, God. A liver spot?
It's benign, Oliver.
My father had liver spots. He looked like a Dalmatian. So, what's this family talk about, guys?
It's private, Oliver.
Oh, I see.
So would you please excuse us?
Sure.
Oliver, get out of my house. Then Renee calls up and says she's got herself an agent.
Oh, nice.
Not nice, Oliver. She's been in New York 6 days. Now she's got an agent who says she's perfect for commercials. And who knows what the hell she's going to do.
Wouldn't it be funny?
You know what I'm talking about. I didn't take the wrong bus. That dumbass driver went the wrong way, a different way, and you know it.
What the hell's the matter with you? Alvin! Alvin!
So am I. I can't believe you lied to me.
Well, now, don't be too hard on her, Rose. Although she may have been doing it for the wrong reason, at least the decision was right, because baby is better off here. Well, why are y'all looking at me like I'm a murderer? I tell you, this pig is dying because he's old and sick. Now, I refuse to...
Dear Rose, just wanted to let you know baby arrived safely. He was really happy to be back on the farm. His last 36 hours on this good earth were...
What? What?
Baby died. Poor baby.
Cleaning the kitchen. This is Marguerite's job.
Dorothy, I know exactly what you're going to say, but I talked to Marguerite on the phone, and this time she has a really good excuse for being late.
Oh, fine. What is it?
She had to go pluck a hair from the chin of a dwarf. Do you really think that's all it is?
Of course.
Well, maybe you're...
She put a curse on us.
And I'm the one that got put in the home?
I know it's unbelievable, but we fired her. She put a curse on us, so we had to hire her back. Now, if we can just keep her happy, maybe she'll leave us alone.
You really are afraid of her, aren't you?
Mama, it's unbelievable.
It'll be in the upper 80s with a nice, gentle breeze. So with that outdoor service, we'll come away with some healthy color.
Aunt Gretchen always loved the sun.
Well, maybe they'll have an open casket.
Wait, this is exciting. Just think in less than 24 hours, Gil Kessler could be city councilman.
I'd love to get excited, Rose, but no matter what happens, I'm going to get stuck cleaning out that peeing angel punch bowl.
From now on, when my name appears in print, it better read Blanche Devereaux, comma, 39.
Well, she has a lot of nerve showing up here tonight.
Let's try to be polite, Rose.
Hi, Blanche.
Of course, yak snacks.
Hi, girls. Hi, Swin.
It's Sven, Blanche.
Whatever. Dottie, could I borrow your white windbreaker? Floyd McCallum is taking me sailing today on his yacht.
Blanche.
You know, I guess he just felt so guilty about canceling last year's Sven for one day, and he falls for the first little floozy that turns his head.
Blanche, did something happen between you and Sven that we don't know about?
You didn't tell them about kissing me?
Kissing him?
Or stroking my hair?
Stroking his hair?
Or feeding me?
Look, it's right under an ad that reads, history professor seeking non-smoking Oriental woman who was into Wesson oil and bears a resemblance to Florence Henderson.
Is that sign Doug?
Yes.
I know him. He's a sick
man. I'm terribly...
Rose, honey, would you pass me the tuffet?
With pleasure, Blanche.
Well, I've never seen a menu with a table of contents before.
Skip ahead to chapter 5. It's the lunch menu.
Oh, gee, everything sounds so good. The crepes of wrath. The old man and the seafood salad. I think of our friendship, and I don't know what to do about it.
Face it, Dorothy. Blanche and Rose are limited.
Well, I admit I get tired of hearing about Blanche's dates and Rose's relatives back in St. Olaf, but they are very good friends.
Well, if you like them, I must have overlooked something.
Say, it's time to play Grab That Dough. Hands on buzzers. Let's begin with our trivia lightning round. What famous Tennessee Williams play was recently made into a film by Paul Newman? Willard.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Boy, it's really coming down out there.
I've never been through a get your bunny nose out of my butt. Let's just get some sleep.
Good night, Ma. Good night, Mo. Good night, Lowry.
I'm not going to be able to sleep. I'm on the wrong side of the bed.
Well, I usually...
A pig, a duck, a horse, a pencil sharpener. Blanche, jump in, I'm drowning.
Sonia Klingenhofer is a comic strip.
And a darn good one, too. Well, good night.
Both of you come back here, or I'll be forced to follow you to your room.
If my foot wasn't asleep, I wouldn't ask this. What exactly was it Sonia told her mama?
The joke between the two crows. I knew you'd beg to hear it.
That's it. Get out! Get out! Oh, I'm sorry. Raymond, I just can't. My mother needs me here.
Dorothy, you are one hell of a daughter, but you're also a lousy girlfriend.
Sorry.
I think the best thing for you and me to do is not to see each other for a while. At least until your mother doesn't seem to need as much of your time.
You think this is the 7-Eleven? I'm not open all night.
Rose, we feel terrible about what we've done.
What have you done?
We're really very sorry.
Sorry about what?
Sorry isn't good enough. How can I ever trust you again?
Trust who?
Please, Rose, let's not talk about trust after the terrible things you wrote.
Will someone please tell me what the hell you're talking about?
Blanche and I...
No way, I'm really mad.
All right, it's late and I'm tired, so listen up.
Oh, Ma, you're going to tell us a story.
No, I'm going to do shadow puppets. See? An elephant eating a peanut? Happy? Of course I'm going to tell a story. Picture it. Morocco, the 30s. He also likes working, and most of all, he likes being in the company of pretty young girls.
Oh, wow. Since he puts it that way, how can we refuse? It's a deal.
Good. Here's a list of the pretty young girls he wants you to get for him.
Don't worry, it hardly shows at all. Anyway, at Sonia's wedding, of course, without flowers, they didn't know what to do. I discovered that she was actually on the hayride with little Lars, not big Lars. She yelled, "Whoa!" and jumped right off the wagon.
Discuss it with me.
Fine, let's discuss
There's
it.
nothing to discuss. I'm not moving in.
Dorothy, if I ever do this to you, I want you to take me out to a field and shoot me.
Could you put that in writing?
Dorothy, come closer.
Okay, I think I can...
Hi, Dorothy. What are you doing?
I'm grading the history test.
How did I do?
You'll find out in class tomorrow.
Can you give me a hint?
No.
Did I do better than Boris Yashchenko?
Oh, Rose, Boris Yashchenko doesn't speak a word of English, and he was hit in the forehead with a mortar.
And Pigpen forgot to put up the sign. And the governor drove straight through town without ever realizing he was in St. Olaf.
I would have thought the glazed look on everyone's face would have tipped him off.
So the point is, Pigpen ruined Founder's Day all because he was wasting time.
Correct. Please sit down. Listen, before I get Rose, let me assure you she is the only one here who thinks she saw a UFO.
No, I understand completely, Miss Bornak. By the way, is that Ms. Bornak or Mrs.? I'm hoping it's Ms.
Well, yes. Ma, I'll go tell the nurse you're here.
That's a lovely chair.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I'd give anything for an electric wheelchair. I just...
Make a lot of pizza as a kid?
No, my favorite uncle, Uncle Gunter, used to sprinkle Parmesan cheese on his hair.
Why would he do that?
He said it was the perfect compliment to the croutons he taped to his eyebrows.
He had a C's hope to think he could be just as dopey at 82.
So, do you want to get a divorce?
Hey, I'm Catholic. I don't need a divorce on my record with St. Peter in spitting distance. I say we get separated.
Fine. That's a better idea.
Clayton is a hobo?
No, Dorothy.
Didn't I tell you tonight was going to be special? There's nothing but beautiful people here.
I'm glad they didn't make us check Dorothy with the coats.
Oh, look, Ma, I think I look pretty damn good tonight. Is it really necessary for you to constantly put me down?
I'm sorry, pussycat, you're right.
Up with the money for a new roof.
Oh, it's $10,000, Dorothy. How are we going to come up with $10,000?
Well, I hate to do it, but I do have a couple of thousand in stock that I could cash in.
I guess I could close out my Christmas club.
How much is that?
Let's see, we're in January, so this would be...
Would you be insulted if I made you an offer for that painting?
Please, I'm insulted by that shirt you're wearing. That doesn't mean we can't do business. Talk to me, Sidney.
Well, what about a new roof with a 5-year warranty?
And $2,500.
In cash?
No, in pistachio. Lust.
Look, Ma, I am a grown woman and I have needs.
Needs? You need food. You need air. You need a better wrinkle cream. You don't need Sport Nookie. This is wrong for you, Dorothy.
Wrong for me? You know, Ma, this... I wonder who that could be.
Probably my date. Now, don't make a fuss over him. Your fiery Latin entertainers have a very short fuse.
Happy Valentine's Day!
I thought you were sick.
I know. Where we can spend some quality time together.
You got that idea from her fable?
No, I got it from this brochure somebody left on the table. But I'll tell you, I never would have read it if her fable hadn't bored me to tears. Thank you, Rose.
You're welcome.
Ma, I have a surprise for you. Albums. Ma, they're for you. They're for us.
They're for later. Let's go.
Come on, Ma, the park can wait. Let's do this now.
Okay? So let's make it quick.
Oh, Ma, look. Here's you holding me when I was a baby. Do you remember what was going through your mind then?
A little story. When I was a kid in Sicily, I loved lightning bugs. I'd stand out in the field and watch them light up the night sky. That was magical. That was spectacular. I tell you, I saw 1,000 points of light. It was a kinda...
They're doused in sorrow, because even though they seem far away, they could come true tomorrow. I wrote that, Blanche.
You know it isn't half bad. Well, it's better than a lot of them you read on greeting cards.
Oh, I have hundreds of them.
You know what I'm thinking, Rose?
That with your draw...
Excuse me, you guys got any extra shaving cream? Sure.
This is so weird. I've never been in a men's locker room before.
Neither have I.
Afternoon.
No, it's true. This is my teacher. He's been coaching me in the evenings.
I see. And is there anything else that you feel we're entitled to know before we kiss you and the $3,000 goodbye?
You'll get your money back. I'm gonna fight tomorrow. I need that purse in case I get injured.
Rose, if we can convince Pepe just to show up there and get knocked out, everybody will get what they want.
Well, what if he won't go along with that?
We'll talk him into it. There's no shame in taking a dive. In Sicily, it's a time-honored tradition.
Husband. Well, not necessarily a bad person. Sometimes circumstances... Oh, you were talking to her.
I think I'm gonna faint.
Gotcha!
But I hadn't. Well, the point is, I was still feeling a little vulnerable, and I was afraid if I got intimate with somebody too quickly, I might end up getting hurt. So I just gave it up, cold turkey.
And it worked for you, Blanche?
Well, not entirely. Barely a month had gone by before I...
With one phone call.
To whom?
Nicodemo the Ugly. Whenever you wanted to look gorgeous at a party, you hired him to be your date.
You mean women paid him to stand next to them at parties and look disgusting?
Please, they paid through the nose. That's also how we usually gave them their change.
Now, what happened?
Blanche and I went dancing. She was sure she could out-dirty dance me, even though I am better in class. So we went to a club. Well, I got up first, and I was pretty good. And then Blanche got up.
And she was bad?
Well, I couldn't tell. I was blinded by the reflection off some gold chain.
Gotcha.
Dorothy, how did this start? Cole Porter?
Gershwin.
Thank God I came in time.
We've certainly had some good times, haven't we, girls?
Yes, we have. And we'd like to have more. So would you please leave?
Baptist minister's wife at an all-you-can-eat pancake breakfast.
Wow, that's tight.
Back in St. Olaf, when I couldn't sleep, I'd get into my pajamas and have a nice glass of warm milk and slip under the covers and count cows jumping over my bed. Sophia, did you come to bail us out?
No, Rose. She's dropping off a manicotti with a file in it.
Oh, girls, we're going to get to see Mr. Burt Reynolds after all. I thought these beautiful tickets were all going to go to waste.
So, which one of you isn't going?
Well, I'm here. I feel like I'm in the middle of some awful dream. Yet I know it can't be a dream because there are no boy dancers. Mother, I just cannot believe you are actually going to give money to someone like this sperm pusher. You are a Devereaux. A Devereaux has never had...
I wonder why it is people don't like to hire older women.
Probably makes them feel uncomfortable. You know, they feel like they're bossing their mothers around. Ma, stop that! It's understandable.
Well, you know, you always feel sorry for someone like that. But I wondered, what did she do to get herself into a fix like that? I thought, well, she must be lazy. Or she must be pretty stupid to let something like this happen to her. But the truth is, she's me.
I'm sorry.
I'm not going back out there. He'll never miss me.
Of course he'll miss you, Rose. You're the one he came to see.
But he can talk to you. Why should he care about what I'd have to say? I'm just not smart enough to keep up.
Oh, now, Rose, that is not true.
It is, and you know it. I've never felt...
Maybe he's just a hypochondriac.
Really?
Well, let's take a look. So, you've been keeping these ladies busy, have you?
Oh, I didn't mind. I have such a highly developed maternal instinct.
Good night, pussycat.
You came.
I said I would.
Come in. Come in and sit down. I have something to show.
The list of beneficiaries, and well, she was pretty far gone by then, but when we got to your name, she kept repeating in this weak little voice, I want her to have it. I want her to have it.
Well, I am surprised.
She was talking about her disease.
You don't want one of us to go with you.
Don't be silly. I'm fine. I'll just fly up to Atlanta tomorrow morning, tell Big Daddy I love him, and be back here in time to be queen of the ball.
Blanche, you can't do that.
Why not? Big Daddy isn't dead. I think Virginia's, even when I did make it hard on you. I know I haven't always given much back, honey. I was always so worried about me. I couldn't even come and see you when you needed me before you died, because I was all caught up in that old silly ball. There is no...
Raise my daughter. You have no idea what I'm going through.
I gotta get out of here.
Don't worry about the dog. He's just playing.
Yeah, right. What did you do with Ida?
Fred, what Ma was trying to say is that you can't...
Oh, girls, you're just in time. Where's Blanche?
Oh, she said to save her a seat. She saw a man smiling at her out in the hall.
You remember that?
Are you all right, Mr. Gordon?
Yes, I'm fine.
Sorry, it won't happen again. At least not until you're out of here.
Blanche, Karen and I are back together.
Karen.
Well, I have a feeling you and I are going to be the best of friends.
Rose, there's something we need to talk about. It's about you and Daddy.
I know it seems like a crazy match. A college professor and a farmer's daughter. But somehow what we have together seems to work.
Rose, it's only been a year since my mother...
Miles. Oh, that'd be great. Dorothy Zbornak.
Fine. We'll call you, and you'll be seeing a counselor and then the doctor. Meanwhile, just take a seat.
Ms. Zbornak.
You remember the other day when you said you thought it was time that we were friends again? I believe I'm ready to try. Watch that you're right on time.
Looking lovely.
Thank you. I'll just get my purse and we'll go. Oh, this is my roommate, Rose.
Oh, Blanche, before you leave, will you take a look at this horse and tell me if it looks like old Brisker is pulling the beer wagon?
Honey, why don't you ask Donald to look at old Brisker? He knows a lot about all me.
But
honey.
you think it's going to be that easy getting rid of me, Rose? That was rhetorical, Rose. Oh, but what a comforting thought, knowing you'll never be alone.
And listen, what the hell, if we do have to go to a nursing home, let's all go together.
Petrillo? By the way, what happened to Mr. Weinstock?
We found out we weren't compatible. Thank God it was before we had kids.
All right, now that the Weinstock mystery is cleared up, I only have one more question to ask. What organizations do you belong to? We have to make sure none of them could be considered a threat to the...
Very sorry.
I had artificial insemination. It's not like I slept with every man in town.
Chew it carefully, Mom. Like they taught you at Shady Pines.
Hey, it beats learning about it in the streets. Oh, Sophia, no bingo tonight? I'm staying home and trying to recapture my lost youth. I see you haven't got it. You know, today I saw something that shook up everything I ever believed in. Stan Zbornak.
Thousands?
Yes, I have.
I mean, wherever you go, I bet you torment and tease and tantalize every man you meet.
You're right again. Oh, come on, Jimmy, we're getting away from the point. I mean, you are missing the point. You are missing life. You are...
Rose, this is just a great party and the perfect gift. How'd you know what I needed? Oh, Sophia, thank you, honey. How perfectly lovely.
Well, I was boiling water anyway to shrink the cyst on my backside. I figured, what the hell, I'll throw in a tea bag and make myself a...
Let me handle this. Rose, you obviously had a very traumatic childhood. Now, I need to hear your whole life. I want you to start at the beginning and tell me your first memory.
Ma, I'm sorry. I didn't want your last days to be like this.
Close your eyes and think back. What do you see?
Hello, Rose.
Hello.
Well, let's get to work. Hop in the chair.
Look, Dr. Norgan.
Hey, what's this Dr. Norgan? What happened to Lou?
All right, Lou, there's something I have to talk to you about.
By the way, how big are you gonna get?
Good night, Ma.
Finally, where have you been? I got away as soon as I
was home alone when the phone rang. I ran to answer it, and I tripped over your damn shoes, and I said, "Oh, George, I hate you." It was the police telling me you'd been in an accident. Never thought I'd have the chance, but I'm just so sorry. My last thought...
Hello, Rose.
Oh, hi, Miles. I was just listening to a song Charlie and I used to dance to.
We've danced to it, too.
Not around the campfire, hoping for rain.
Rose.
When we sat down to our meal, Nick ordered a whiskey neat and a shrimp cocktail, which was positively uncanny because Miles always began his meal with a whiskey neat and a shrimp cocktail.
You haven't had much experience with the uncanny, have you, Rose?
Oh, Rose, I thought I heard your voice. But did you see them? Some of those people stayed in front of that TV for 8 straight hours. Of course, throw in a bag of cheese corn, I just described your Saturday nights.
Ma, Mr. Porter had them resting, which is something you might want to try.
To a bad guy. It's okay to lie to a bad guy.
You see that? There's so many things we as the public don't understand.
All right, I'm going to take this creep out front and read him his rights. Somebody call the station and tell him to get down here, and I need some handcuffs right away.
Well, I'm ready for John. Oh, I've waited a long time for this night.
Dorothy, I'm begging you, don't go out with this guy. He hurt you once, he'll hurt you again.
I am not going out with him.
But you said you were going to make him suffer. Don't you have to date a man to do that?
Not this time. No,
She says that.
Rose, do something.
Sold! Sorry, Dorothy, that's $500 for the Children's Hospital. I guess dreams really can come true.
J.O., it was not being here with all of you, only seeing you for 10 minutes a day on Visitor's Day. That's not enough time for Rose to get one of her St. Olaf stories off the runway. All I'm trying to say is maybe you're not much, but you're all I've got. Am I crying, pussycat?
No, Ma.
I guess
People like you who are responsible for all the evil on this planet.
I guess I had that coming.
I'm not going to stand by and see innocent children exposed to that horror story of unprovoked violence and ghastly death.
Rose, the play goes on in 2 days.
And off they went. On their way, Henny Penny and Goosey Lucy came upon Turkey Lurkey. Yes, poor lonely Turkey Lurkey. Poor, dateless, hopeless, self-basting.
You still haven't answered the question of how somebody else got into the room.
What if there was a knock at the door? Nesbitt might have assumed that it was the waiter with the champagne.
That is speculation.
One more point. The hotel security chief cordoned off the room. So the only people who saw the room... 1920.
Bad year. Now, 1918...
I said 1920.
Okay, 1920 it is, the year I sailed for America. Ah, America. The land of opportunity where the streets were paved with gold. And a young man named Irving Berlin was writing songs.
He wanted me to give the ring back.
You're a horrible little person.
Come on, like you never pretended to be possessed by somebody's dead husband for a couple of laughs.
For closure.
Stan, I'm confused. Is this true? Doc, we're both men. Let's not do this to each other. Stanley. Okay, I lied. But so what? You never have?
Only once, Stanley. The night I told you it was good for me, too.
And you said she didn't have a sense of humor. Any place in your heart to forgive me? Any place in your heart when you love me? Have you loved me ever?
It was that one morning at St. Francis Hospital. You and me peeking through the maternity window the first time they wheeled Dorothy and little Michael out. There was a whole happy future in your smile.
Oh, dear.
Why did you lie to my mother?
I didn't want to lie. We were going to tell the truth as soon as we were sure that Sophia was the one we wanted.
Then it is true. You wanted my mother for sex games.
It was your word, but it won't happen again, I promise.
No, it won't. Goodbye, Mr. Gordon.
Malcolm. Sorry.
So am I.
What are you looking for, Blanche?
Batteries. You know, I bought one of those subliminal self-esteem tapes, but my batteries are dead.
You don't need those trendy tapes, Brent.
I'm stunned. I'm completely stunned.
Dorothy, what's wrong?
Narrows? What is a foot candle? What is the Theodosian code? What is the speed of light? What is the point of any of this, Alex? I am humiliating these two.
Rose, Charlie, I'm afraid Dorothy is absolutely right about that, too. So why don't we go on...
That was a snap. I thought this was going to be a challenge, but, you know, then again, I've always been a student of history. Maybe history has never been yours.
Ms. Bornak, can we continue? I'm afraid this is the point where Alex would politely tell you to shut up.
He would, and he should. I mean, after...
Dorothy, don't worry. We'll have you out of jail in no time. I'll get the best attorney Social Security can buy. My God, Dorothy, did you see all the reporters out there?
I know. It's becoming a...
You're here. I want an all-expenses-paid honeymoon trip to Paris, France.
Oh, my God. Rose Nyland.
Yes?
Does this mean that you and Miles...
Yes?
That you and Miles are getting married?
No.
Well, then, what in hell do you want an all-expenses-paid honeymoon for?
As blue as the Mediterranean in summer.
No. I've been warned if I cross them, they'll stay that way.
That your lips are as luscious as red raspberries in fall.
I love raspberries.
That your fragrance, oh my God, your fragrance.
She doesn't ask any questions.
Blanche, I think I've heard just about enough. I don't want to hear another word about this.
All right, have it your way.
We have to get to the photographer now.
And so, are there any questions?
Yeah. What does Joe have to say about all this? Dorothy, when you go to work today, be proud. You're a Petrillo, which in Italian means, hey, I'm on a break here.
I'm ready.
Where are you going with that thing?
Mother.
Oh, I'm sorry. I came to religion late. I'd say. But it's never too late. And it is my fervent hope that the three of us, you and I and dear little Sarah, may walk the path of righteousness together.
Ingrid Bergman had Paris, my pussycat has crabs.
Oh, girls, would you look
funnier? Okay, you're talking to your loved ones. Complete this sentence. I'm tired of spending time with you miserable A, gypsies, B, bottom feeders, C, howler monkeys.
Howler monkeys.
Howler. Oh no, of all the times for me to feel a sneeze coming on.
Experience that I'll always keep very close to my heart. And that these are memories that I'll wrap myself in when the world gets cold and I forget that there are people who are warm and loving and